welcome to this edition of Critical Mass Radio Show and Podcast. I am your host, Richard Franzi. This is podcast episode number 1065. For 15 years, the OC Mixer has been bringing thousands of business professionals together across Orange County to make new business connections and market their businesses. With their large-scale events and services, there's bound to be something for everyone to benefit from. That's why I've asked Steve Bernhardt to join us today to tell us more about the OC Mixer and the largest mixer event. Steve, welcome to Critical Mass Radio Show.
Terrific. I'm very excited to be here.
All right. Well, he was saying before we got on the show that he does his own podcast, and immediately I heard that voice come out. I know that I got a professional sitting across the seat from me here today, so this is going to be fun. Before we talk about what you do, let's talk about you. Can you share a little bit about your professional kind of path to what you're doing here? What's your background, dude?
Well, I worked in, after graduating from college, I kind of worked in the corporate world for many, many years. But I come from a family of entrepreneurs. I'd never known my father, for example, or my grandmother to ever work for anybody, so it was in my blood. And about 14 years ago, I finally made the leap and opened a retail store.
Oh.
And actually, that retail store ended up being very successful, and I sold to a national chain.
All right. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, high five. There you go.
When you said retail, I thought, oh, boy. Ouch.
No, I have other stories that didn't end in retail as well.
Okay.
But and then also ran a back before it became fashionable to do so. I started an e-commerce business and had some success in e-commerce as well. So it's a little bit. So just a classic entrepreneurial small business background that I think applies really, really well to what we do today.
Was that here in Orange County?
A little bit of Minneapolis, a little bit of Austin, Texas.
Oh, my goodness.
And a few other points in between.
Okay. So are you going back for the Super Bowl by any chance? You got a fix? You got tickets there?
No,
Hook us
but
up nothing like that.
No, nothing on the tickets.
Bam.
But
All right.
I'd like to see those. I'd like to see those Eagles. See if they can't pull that thing off.
Oh my God! I think you and most of the country. But anyway, we won't get into the Patriot
exactly.
saga because I'm sure I have some Patriot fans that are loyal listeners.
No, nothing against the Patriots.
And I respect all that they've achieved.
Yes.
But it would be nice to see somebody different once in a while. Anyway, let's talk about the mixer. And before that, what niche of all kind of businesses, I read in the open, but what type of firms and people attend and participate in your events?
Well, I mean, the event is primarily targeted toward what we kind of consider to be the classic small businessman. And, maybe as a solo entrepreneur, it could be a real estate agent, something like that, to somebody who might own, a retail store or a chain of retail stores. That's who we we really target. And you'll see when you come to the largest mixer, you'll see we don't cater to one industry category. You'll see everything across the board from, technology to finance to retail to food, just across the board. So, what we really want to do is kind of cater to that person and that business size that, where a lot of the traditional marketing vehicles out there are just really out of their reach.
Okay.
To do, a lot of traditional media well takes a lot of money.
Yes.
And, here's an opportunity for a modest amount of money to get your business physically in front of, a lot of people and be able to create those relationships. I think right now we're kind of in a mode right now where we think, sending out a tweet or an email, that's, creating relationships and that's creating business opportunities. But you know what? It just never goes out of fashion to meet people face to face.
I agree.
And that's what we create. And I think that's what makes us unique is that creating those, face-to-face contacts.
So Steve, take me back 15, 16, 17. I don't know how long before your first event you had this idea, but what was the inspiration for this concept? Well,
the original largest mixer actually was in Los Angeles. We do 4 events a year: L.A., Orange County, Inland Empire, and Las Vegas. So the original event is the L.A.'s largest mixer, which this year will actually be the 20th annual L.A.'s largest mixer.
Okay.
And the catalyst that started it all was as a classic chamber mixer. If you go back about 20 years ago, the chambers of commerce all kind of operated on their own individual islands. And so the first time was to bring together 9 different chambers in LA together to network with one another. And that's really how it was the first couple of years. It was really a networking event amongst chambers of commerce. And then it just evolved from there. And when we started bringing in exhibitors and started bringing more people from the general public into the event, and that's really how it maturated to where it is today. So this year will be the 15th year of the Orange County's largest mixer.
So how did you go from LA? Was Orange County second?
Orange County was the second event, yes.
What was the precipitating event that said, hey, we did it well here, because you were doing it must have been for like 5 years before you decided to come south. Is that right?
Correct.
This is the 15th and that's the 20th. I can do math.
Well, it was just the opportunity for growth.
Okay.
I mean, it was an event that just naturally we thought lent itself to growth.
Okay.
And so Orange County being the next largest geographic area made sense.
Okay, that does.
And and there's good, obviously anywhere we go, we've got to have good facilities, and obviously here in Orange County, there's many good venues to have events.
Right.
And so it just kind of maturated from there, and then that one pretty much existed on its own for a couple of years. Then we introduced Las Vegas, and then a few years later, the baby of the group is the Inland Empire's largest mixer, but actually next year will be the 12th year of the Inland Empire's largest mixer. So it's time for us to have a new baby. So we're looking at other markets.
Yeah, he's out of the house now. Doesn't need as much help. You
That's
need another
right.
one. You need San Diego,
Exactly.
maybe, or
San Diego
same
sounds
as
good.
possible, right?
Yeah, San Diego or Phoenix, or a couple of
Phoenix
different markets
yeah,
we're looking
Phoenix
at.
is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is an entrepreneur's dream, to build a business that helps other entrepreneurs, is what it sounds like you're doing.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, that was the drive. I mean, behind being a small business person, that you run in, you only have so many resources, you only have so much time.
Right. Never enough of either one of those.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
To be able to create an event and be involved in an event where, again, for like we call it, I think it's a very efficient and very cost-effective way to get out of the office, get out of the shop, get out of whatever your work environment is, and go out and actually meet people that help create those networks of people that become tomorrow's customers. So
I'm putting you on a spot because we didn't really talk about this, but hopefully it comes easily to you. Can you think of an example of an attendee or someone who's been active in your events, and sort of relate that person's experience, to my audience of other small business owners and entrepreneurs?
I do. I have a couple of, we have several individuals who have been, let's just take, for example, our Las Vegas largest mixer. Again, this next year will be the 14th year. And we actually have a couple of exhibitors who have done every Las Vegas largest mixer. And they really have used that as a catalyst to build their business 365 days a year.
Wow.
They use kind of the largest mixer as kind of their Super Bowl, if I can use that term.
I don't know.
The big game.
Yeah,
the big game.
Really big game.
Yeah, as the big game. So throughout the year, what they basically do is when they're out marketing themselves and networking themselves, they're using the largest mixer event as kind of, if it's giving away, tickets to the event or whatever, to create these relationships throughout the year, but with it all culminating at using the largest mixer as kind of a catalyst.
Okay.
To create a conversation, to build a relationship, to get an opportunity to meet face to face. And so I've actually seen small business people in doing offering a variety of different categories, using actually the largest mixer, even though it's a one-day event for 4 hours once a year, kind of using it as something to stimulate contacts and stuff throughout the entire year.
And since you've been doing this in Las Vegas for quite a number of years, they are obviously a successful, growing, thriving business built around this strategy. Is what I'm taking from that.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. I think it's absolutely brilliant, and obviously these people are large supporters of our event and put on a lot of miles, in promoting the largest mixer, because they kind of carry that,
right.
that brand with them as they're marketing themselves. So yeah, so we very, very supportive of them, because to be honest, they're kind of like soldiers on the street for us,
right? Yeah.
Carrying out the message.
I believe in that kind of that marketing through others,
yeah.
Right? If you community of people who all benefit from kind of getting around your brand,
sure.
That's awesome.
I think some people today use the term street team.
Okay.
So it's kind of our street team. I mean, but it's a great relationship, and we love having them, and it's very flattering, to be honest with you. It's very flattering that people have taken our event that close to heart, that they've been willing to support us that much.
The vendor and the attendee experience is similar in the different markets. Is that true?
Yeah, in general, but yeah, I would say each of the events has its own personality.
Okay.
There's no doubt. I think, it's like an Orange County, for example, I think is a little bit more laid back event, which is great. I mean, it's Orange County. Our LA event, I think, is a little bit more buttoned up. We'll see more like suits and ties at our LA event.
Uh-huh.
Our Vegas event, I think, is definitely much more, because Vegas is a much smaller community. It's almost kind of like a coming together of all these people that in some way already know each other, but it's like one time a year everybody gets together at the largest mixer in Las Vegas. Inland Empire is a little different animal, but it's still a great event. But like I said, each of them has their own personality. So if you were into all 4 largest mixer events, I think you'd kind of come away from each one of them with a little bit of even though generally the layout and design is the same, I think you'd come back with a little different flavor from each one.
All right, so we're going to take our first and only stop here on Critical Mass Radio Show and Podcast. And Steve, when we come back, I want to talk specifically about the mixer that's coming up here in Orange County. Can we do that?
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to go anywhere. You're going to 30 seconds. We're going to be back after this short word from me. Simply sign up for our weekly newsletter. How do I do that, you ask? Well, you simply go to Critical Mass for Business, criticalmassforbusiness.com, and at the bottom of any page is a join our mailing list, and you put your contact information in that, send it off to us, we'll enroll you, and you'll get a weekly newsletter, just one newsletter, that's all you're going to get, and it's professionally formatted, and it talks about the great guests that we have on the upcoming week. We don't do anything else with your email address other than subscribe you to our weekly newsletter. Okay, so we're going to talk about the Orange County largest mixer, but before I do that, how did you come up with that name?
Well, it was I got to be honest with you, I can't take credit for that. It was another gentleman that came up with the name The Largest Mixer, but I think I think the name is applicable to what we do. I mean, it's a large-scale event. And I think that was part of the idea to differentiate ourselves from other quote-unquote networking types of events.
Okay.
And that's so. I think it fits. I mean, though we get people call us all the world's largest mixer and biggest mixer, but we are the largest mixer.
Okay, so the branding is The Largest Mixer.
The largest mixer,
okay.
Correct.
All right. So what will we see and experience when we walk through the doors? So tell me again the date.
It is this year's the 15th annual Orange County's Largest Mixer is on Thursday, March 29th from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Orange County Fair and Events Center.
So I'm walking through the doors of the event center, and they swing open, and what do I see?
You should see about 175 different exhibitors from across, like I said, a wide spectrum of businesses. Included in that will be about 20 local chambers of commerce like Irvine, Costa Mesa, Anaheim chambers. That's one thing that differentiates the Largest Mixer from other types of events is our deep relationship with the chambers of commerce. So the chambers are there to help local business people realize what kind of resources the chambers have that can help them grow their businesses. We'll also have other agencies like SCORE will be there, for example.
I just had a SCORE person on earlier today.
There you go. SCORE will be there, and some other, so we offer also a variety of different exhibitors there to help people with their businesses.
Okay.
We'll have probably somewhere in the range of about 20 different area restaurants there sampling one of their signature dishes.
So I can have dinner.
You can. Yeah. Some people, well, especially last year, we had like 22 restaurants and people were calling it the taste of the Largest Mixer last year. Actually, I got to be honest with you, I think it was too much of a good thing was a good thing last year.
Okay.
But, and then we also have a deep partnership with Team Referral Network, which is a professional business networking group.
Oh.
And they will be offering, we do a thing with them called the Team Referral Lounge, and they will be offering some speed networking sessions so people can come there and if nothing else, come to the speed networking session there and you will meet, possibly, dozens of people and have an opportunity to talk with them, if it's 30 seconds for a minute, but it's a good catalyst for you to start kind of meeting some people. So again, it should be about 2,500 people, about 175 total exhibitors. We'll also have we have a couple cash bars. So if you want to have a cocktail and mix and mingle with a cocktail, you're welcome to do that as well.
There must be a million details for you and your staff to get something of this size pulled off. Well,
it's I like to joke. We have 4-hour events a year, so we're really open for business only 16 hours a year. But it really is a 365-day job. I mean, you're right. There is a lot of moving parts. If it's our chamber partners, or our exhibitors, or our media partners, or our restaurant partners, or there is a lot of moving parts that to be honest with you, leave you with some sleepless nights.
Right. Yeah, right. And, because you got to do it right. You only have one window to do it, right?
Yep.
Do you have any speakers or workshops or anything like
we
that?
don't do that.
Okay.
We do get a lot of requests for that, and there's been some thought before maybe of creating like a sister event to do that. But you know what? The focus of the largest mixer really is to offer people an opportunity to come in and make face-to-face contacts.
Okay.
There's a lot of events out there where you can talk, meet with speakers and those types of things, but we really want people to be able to come in there, and if they show up at 4 o'clock, and it's open from 4 to 8, and give them 4 solid hours of, of conversation and, and engaging people, and that's really what we want you to come away from that event is the people you met.
So what's the demographic of the audience that walks the event?
The demographic of the audience is actually kind of changing. We are starting to, with the effort, to attract kind of some younger people to, because, networking now is a little bit different. I mean, with online and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
So we've made some real concerted effort to bring in some younger audience. But I was going to say, really want to look at the demographics. Is traditionally maybe a little bit more male than female. So come on, ladies, please come out to the largest mixer. It's probably going to be more, 30 to 55.
Okay.
Because a lot of our people are, upper, our management, owners, those types of people that usually attend our events. So, so it has a tendency to skew kind of more that 35, 40 years old.
Okay.
But there's room for everybody there. I mean, we've partnered a lot in like LA, for example. We partner with Next LA, which is the junior chamber of commerce for the LA Chamber of Commerce.
Awesome.
And that just brings a really great dynamic to the event. So these are, younger entrepreneurs.
Uh-huh.
And I think we introduce them to that world where they're so used to being computers and emails and tweets and all that kind of stuff. And all of a sudden we introduce them to the world of good old-fashioned shaking hands,
Pass out the cards.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
get to know people.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. I mean, that's one thing that just never goes out of fashion,
No.
is...
Hopefully it never does.
Yeah.
We're social creatures.
Exactly.
And we like human companionship.
Exactly.
So when is the LA Mixer?
LA Mixer is on Thursday, July 26th from 4 to 8. And we're at the Pasadena Convention Center. Excited to be back in Pasadena this year. The city of Pasadena has really embraced the event. And
then Vegas?
Vegas is September 20th, and that's at the Texas Station Hotel and Casino, again from 4 to 8. This will be our 3rd year back at Texas Station. They treat us really well there. It's nicely centrally located in the Vegas Valley there, so it's easy to reach, and it's really a nice facility.
And lastly but not least, IE?
Last but not least, it's kind of exciting this year. Even though we always love the Inland Empire's largest mixer, we actually moved it. We're moving it. After the first 11 years being in Ontario at the Ontario Convention Center, we are actually moving it to Riverside. So we're going to be at the Riverside Convention Center on November 13th. That's a Tuesday. I know we told all the first events were Thursday, but that event is on a Tuesday night from 4 to 8. So it's again on November 13th, right around my wife's birthday. So
okay, so I've only got a minute left, and I apologize for
no
this.
problem.
But if someone wanted to be an exhibitor at one of these events, what's the process for that?
Well, we encourage. Right now we are doing registration for exhibitors. One of two things. Either go to our website at largestmixer.com or ocmixer.com. Look under exhibitor. All of the different options for exhibiting your business are available right there. You can get involved at a variety of different levels. Or you can always, is it okay to put a phone number out?
Yes.
If you'd like, you can call me directly and we'll have a nice conversation. My number is 310-862-2878. That's 310-862-2878. Again, my name is Steve. Feel free to call me directly and we can discuss your needs.
Good. And it sounds like during the break we were talking about maybe AOC Talk Radio having a live remote at your Orange County.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Mixer. So maybe you can come and be on the radio as well.
That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
We'd love to have you.
This is I can't believe I haven't met you before now. I'm so glad you're here sharing what you're doing. I wrote down the dates. I do business in the Valley, so I'd maybe come up to your Pasadena one as well. But
we'd love to have you.
I'm planning on joining you for the
The door is wide open to you.
Thank you. Thank you. This has been great.
Thank you,
I wish you nothing but continued success. Thanks for doing what you're doing, helping small business owners connect and grow their businesses.
That's what gets us out of bed every morning.
You're a good man.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. I'd like to thank our engineer for today, none other than Paul Roberts, who's also the station owner. So we got the boss in the studio here. I'd also like to thank my producers, Joan Park, Crystal Nunley, and Haley Stern. If you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, on Twitter, CEO Peer Groups. On LinkedIn, Richard Franzi, Franzi. And check out our website, criticalmass4business.com. Until our next show, I hope all of your business decisions will move your company in a positive direction.